Hi, my name is Peter Hartman, and you're watching The Appreciationist, the pre-show, sort of. We had some technical difficulties with the last one, so we had to redo another one here, so this is another video. I'm just sending out the invitation to everybody, making sure that everybody can get on board. So you should see some people popping in right about now. Wouldn't that be cool? It would have been real cool if somebody popped in right now. Okay, it's not happening. It's not working. Okay, 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, still not happening. Okay, we'll calm down. So hang in there, just making sure that everybody can get on board. Now. There we go.
Yay!
Hey!
Hello, baby.
Hi, Sam.
Okay,
Hi, Peter.
so we'll just have to update the link here.
You already did. What do you mean?
Not on the main website.
Oh, I see.
Hello. Hi, baby.
Hello. All right, it works.
All right. Okay. I'm not going to worry about the website just yet. I think we're going to start, and while people are talking, then I am going to do that. So if you guys see me looking away, it's not because I don't care about what you're saying. It's just because I want to start the show and I want to update that stuff. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like I'm a little slow, a little choppy.
Hey, who's that?
Oh, there's a baby.
We got a baby.
Oh, I see.
He's muted though. Why is he muted?
Baby is
I don't
screaming.
know. With the baby screaming, yeah, I can hear the baby screaming. So
Oh, I see.
okay. Okay, so they're going to be a distraction. I'm going to boot them. Should I boot them?
Not right now. Not if they want to be on. Why would you boot them?
I don't know. Okay, cool. So we're going to start the show. So it's just okay. So it's us now. Maybe more people will pop in, but we'll start.
They're supposed to be. They're supposed to be. I say wait one more minute.
Wait another minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll wait one more minute. Today we're talking about learning to love again. Learning to love again. Not learning to love again, because we're kind of dealing with heartbreak. It's a topic that's near and dear to my heart. Not because I want it to be, but because I'm a breathing human being and I've had experiences and they kind of stick with you. So we're going to talk about that later on. Talking about sticking to you, what's going on down there?
You talking about us or you're talking about them?
I'm talking about those kids on the screen. I saw Dagny just.
Well, they probably just want to see what you're doing, right? Because you're upstairs.
They do. I'm actually very happy I get to see them. Okay, cool. They haven't experienced heartbreak yet. They don't know what they're in for. They have no idea. Okay. So just to tease it, to prepare you guys while we're waiting here, I'm gonna ask you guys if you've ever experienced heartbreak, and actually more personal, your first time. Okay. Maybe you were 8. Maybe you were 40. I don't care. Okay, your first time you experience heartbreak. And don't say you haven't experienced heartbreak, because we're just going to hate you, okay? We're all just collectively hate you. No, I'm joking. If you don't want to talk about it, of course you don't have to talk about it. We're just going to do it by volunteer. I'm going to volunteer you guys for a moment of appreciation. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Cool. I have mine written down. The joke, that's what... Okay, so I moved, and I don't have my cards. I don't even remember the words. Do you guys remember the words? If not, I'm gonna.
No. You guys you didn't have a show last week?
That's right. No, we didn't. So I think the word. So is it okay if I pick 2 new words?
No, you don't get to pick them.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't get to pick them.
No, I want to pick a word.
No, I want to pick a word. I pick butterfly. I think butterfly.
Butterfly.
Have we ever had butterfly before? It's very possible that I said it before.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think anybody was so lame as to pick butterfly, but whatever. How about the word thrive?
Yes.
Thrive?
Yeah, thrive.
That's good.
That's actually the name of a movie that Dr. Wayne Dyer is in, and now it's like online for free or something.
Yeah, it's a documentary.
Oh, you know about it, so that's why you chose it?
No, I chose it because I like the word.
Let's see.
But yeah, the documentary is awesome online. I think I talked about it on one of the Appreciationists. I was actually going to use it as a what a great idea today, but I thought we already did it. Okay, cool.
So let them say hello and then let them say goodbye down there,
Okay.
because they can still watch you.
Ella, wave to me if you can hear me.
Unmute them. Just unmute them.
So say hello to everybody, and then I'm going to have to boot you guys from the room.
But you can still watch.
You can still watch.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Ella.
Hi. Hi, Sam.
You guys are movie stars now.
Really cool. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to let you guys go only because you guys are so entertaining that you're drawing attention away from me. But you guys can still watch on theappreciationist.com and click on live show. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, he's so cute. The cutest one is the only one I don't get to babysit. It's too bad. Okay, you guys ready to start the show?
They probably missed that. That's okay.
No, don't worry.
Yes, start the show.
Yeah, okay, cool. So let's get going. I'm going to volunteer you guys for a moment of appreciation. We'll say hello. Okay, we're all fine. Here we go. I don't have my pen today. I have this lame kid's pencil that's been like chewed on.
Start the show.
Okay. Hi, my name is Peter Hartman, and you're watching The Appreciationist. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to pick up my pencil right now. On tonight's show, we're talking about learning to love. Learning to love. Now, the show's supposed to run until 7:30. It's 7:15 right now. We had some technical difficulties, mostly caused by Sam. Not my fault, Sam. And but we're going to try to end the show relatively at a relatively sane time. Learning to love.
That's not the title.
Learning to love again.
You said learning to love.
Learning to love again. That's right. Learning to love again. Thank you very much, Sam, because what this really is about heartbreak. Okay. I don't know. Well, we'll wait until later on to talk about that. I don't know if everybody's experienced it, but I have, and I want to talk about it. Okay. Cool. And if you're waiting for the end of the show, we're going to hear some people, maybe if they want to, share some experience of heartbreak, how they've dealt with it, the first time they've experienced it, blah blah blah. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, guys, I want to say hello to my co-hosts in the room, Mary and Val. How you guys doing?
Fine. Good to be here.
And to our lovely producer, Sam. Sam, how you doing?
Hello, hello. Good.
Okay. Excellent. So, look, the most important thing we do on the show is called a moment of appreciation. That's when we look back at the past 7 days. We pick out something that we appreciate, that we value, that we like. It could be something good that happened, or it could be something that wasn't so great, but we can see the value in now, like heartbreak. Well, I hope heartbreak didn't happen to you this week, but anyway. So we're going to exercise our appreciation muscles, and we're going to look back and see what we can appreciate. Who would like to go first? I'll pick Beatty.
Okay. I think there's some good things going on at my work. First, my previous boss left, and I thought I might have to change a job. But then we hired some new people, and they seem to be really smart and experienced. So I think I might have a better future than I thought. And another thing is the mortgage rate went down. I'm really happy about I renewed my mortgage and lowered my rate by a lot.
Well,
All right.
That's really cool. I like that. I know for people like me, the word mortgage just like sends a shiver down your spine. But I'm glad that it's going down. I think that's great. Excellent. Really cool. And your boss left, and it's going well. You know, I've heard that from a few people recently that had some shakeups at work, and it turns out that it worked out for the best. And so you never know how that's going to work. I'm glad that it's working out for you. Thanks for sharing that, baby.
You're welcome.
Excellent. Val.
Last week I was in Toronto, and for a sales meeting. We have that every year, and for 2 days we had training. It was actually Dale Carnegie training, how to win friends and influence people. So that kind of training. It was very, very interesting. But especially all week long, I felt gratitude the whole week. And I felt like I was bathing in it the whole time, because it was just, I was so grateful to the people at head office for, you know, paying for my flight, paying for my hotel, paying for the training, and feeding us, you know, constantly. So they really, really took care of us really well. And so I couldn't help just feel grateful all week long. And the training went well. I had to get out of my comfort zone, so Sam will be happy to hear that. And I feel like I'm always out of my comfort zone these days. But no, it went well. But I was so happy and very grateful. And actually, the people I work with, always at head office, when I see them, I'm always happy to see them and see people that are doing also the same job I'm doing. So it was very nice. It's always a great experience, and it always feels really good.
Oh, that's really awesome. I'm really glad it went well. I know you were talking to me about it, and I'm glad that it went well. Excellent. Really, really cool. That's kind of like two...
I like the free food that you said. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I had to stop at some point.
That's funny. Look, that's excellent. That's two work-related appreciationists. That's interesting. Sam, you got one, or are we going to talk about your green peppers?
Yeah, work-related. So mine is, I did a group of a little under a week ago on the mountain called Healthy Living. And so that morning, I didn't know if I was going to have to cancel the event. It was raining in the morning. People were messaging me saying, you know, is it going to be canceled? Are you going to change locations? It's going to be wet on the ground. And I was just like, I want to be outside. It's like the end of summer. I really want to be outside. So I'm going to do it outside. I'm going to bring plastic bags for people to sit on if they need. So I planned it that way. And so we did the meetup on the mountain. And it turned out that everything was dry. It was really nice. We got to sit and have our conversation during the sunset on Mount Royal, so it was extremely beautiful. And it was the first time I was doing this group discussion on healthy living. I wasn't sure exactly what it was going to be about, because it could be about food, it could be about exercise, it could be about mental health, it could be about all of that, and so it was very up in the air. And so I was like a little bit nervous, but more just curious, because I went in there saying, okay, I'm not going to teach as much as I often do in some of my meetups. I'm going to listen, I'm going to learn, I'm going to ask questions. And so it was very, very inspiring. I don't know how many we were, maybe 10 to 12 people. There were laughter, there were tears of joy, there were moments of just like, ah. And then afterwards we were all like hugging each other. It was it was like yeah, it was a really magical experience. It really felt we really felt connected to one another. We had wonderful discussions. We talked about so we talked about stress, we talked about food, we talked about different things like that, and it was one of those ones where you're like, oh, that was wonderful. And so it's still with me, even though it's been almost a week. So I just want to keep having group discussions like that, and it was just so nice, so nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was so good.
That's excellent. Oh, I love hearing that. That's really cool. That reminds me of my moment of appreciation.
Wait, can I have another one?
No.
Yeah. So it's September 2nd, 3rd today, and it's like summer still, so I'm extremely ecstatic.
Indeed, huh?
And it's going to continue, so I'm very pleased.
Well, we had a late start, but luckily we're having a late finish. That's really, really cool. That's really awesome, and it's really helping with our outdoor events. Your event reminded me of one that I forgot here. We had Infinity Outdoors. We had an amazing turnout. I don't know how many people we had, but we had a big crowd out there on the mountain, so that was a lot of fun. It was one of those times where you know, half the people were happy, half the people weren't. But you know, that kind of pleases me. You know,
I don't think that's true. I think that's just in your mind.
Well, look, it could be in my mind, but it helps me for other times. That's why I wanted to bring it up, because at moments of appreciation, sometimes I say, well, something not so great that happened. Well, it just motivates me to do more and inspires me to be better. It creates within me an aspiration to really give to people not only what they're looking for, but something that's unexpected but also pleasing. But it was really a lot of fun to be out there. We had great weather, great turnout, great energy, wonderful questions. That was a lot of fun. But my own appreciation was finally becoming an official comedian. I mean, I got paid to be a comedian my first time, and so I was immensely grateful to our friends coming out there. Among which were Alex and Camilla and Sam came out, and they were all dressed super nice. I mean, way better. So that's really cool. If you go onto my Facebook page, I think you can see that there.
Melis as well.
Yeah. Well, some people like to be tagged, some people don't. But so it was really cool to come out there. I was super nervous. I hadn't been that nervous in a long time. My heart felt like it was gonna beat out of my chest. My heart was like, I'm not going up on stage. I'm getting out right here. This is my stop. And but I got up there and I calmed down. And if it wasn't for all the practice that we've done and all the speaking that I've done, I don't know how it would have gone. But especially since I was wearing I was wearing everybody else's clothes, everything down to almost my underwear, wasn't mine. And so it was very weird to stand there in dress shoes and a tie and a nice shirt and tight pants and in front of a crowd of people in a very swanky place. So that was a lot of fun. I crossed that milestone. It's a little bittersweet knowing that it doesn't get easier from here. It only gets more challenging, but whatever. That's just how life goes. So that was a lot of fun, and this is going to be part of our. Actually, I'll tell you now, since we're moving to our What a Great Idea. But Sam and I, we got to sit down for a few hours the other day and work on our Law of Attraction cards. Okay, so we're creating a game. Okay, and so far we've done a little mock-up, and it's so fun. I mean,
it was fun.
I didn't know it was going to be that fun, but it was fun.
We were playing it in the park, so we had just finished it, or somewhat finished it, and we were playing it in the park, and a guy walked by with his dog. He's like, "What are you playing?" Because we were having so much fun and laughing, and it was like, "Well, it's a game we invented ourselves for the Law of Attraction." It's like, "Oh, nice."
It was super fun, super fun. So we're gonna finish that up. We're gonna get other people in on the fun, and we're gonna do schedule a meetup where we can all come together for those who are interested in to test out the game, to amend the game, to get that done. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Wait.
What's that?
I said I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. So it's not just affirmation cards or anything like that. It's literally a game where you have to do things and say things. So right now there's no component where you have to write anything down or anything like that. You're just saying it off the top of your head. But it's super fun, and you can use it when you're out with friends to just generate conversation. You can use it as a mini sort of community discussion, a group gathering where you're focused on something more. And there's going to be all these expansion packs, these wild packs for losing weight or getting outside of your comfort zone or anything like that. And so the possibilities are endless, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. So that's part of our What a Great Idea. Just look out for the Law of Attraction cards. If you see the event go up, RSVP right away, because we can't have 30 people coming out to this one. And if you want to help us create something really amazing, please RSVP to that. And you're also going to be seeing one for a children's book. So we've met enough people now who want to create a children's book, and so we're going to be scheduling that soon. It would have already been up, but I had to move. You see, I'm in a different place now, so we're going to have to figure that out. Summer's almost done, but we still have lots of fun things on the horizon, so it's really cool. Check it out. Look, so that's What a Great Idea. Our topic for today is learning to love again, okay? So, you guys, I'm 6 years old. I walk into my first grade class, and I'm smitten. Lightning strikes, and I see this girl. She looks just like Beatty. I see this girl, and I just fall mad, head over heels for this girl. And for 7 years, I am obsessed, infatuated. Now I know I have this obsessive personality, but I didn't know it back then. And I just couldn't get her out of my head. She was everything that I thought about, and even my desire to learn about God was to learn about what is this love thing? Why does she didn't like me? Okay, she didn't like me. She never liked me. Didn't want to be my friend. Oh man, it hurt me so bad. And so I fell in love and then immediately had heartbreak, and I had this love-heartbreak combination for years. And thank God for it, because it taught me so much. What a painful instruction that was, but it taught me so much. It caused me to like sit down and to go inside my mind. And so I wanted to talk about it because it's something that I think about on a regular basis. Do you guys ever think about like past loves?
Yes.
Not often.
Are they not often, you said?
Nope, not often.
Oh, interesting, interesting. Me, I feel it rattling around in my brain. What about you, Sam? Do you ever have things rattle around in your brain?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? And do you find that those, let's say your first heartbreak, or let's say one that's memorable, do you find that it really had a big impact on who you are today? Like it really helped shape you, or was it sort of minor? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just a drama queen and my heartbreaks, I'll write songs about it and write poetry about it. But other people, they're like, yeah, well, whatever. There are other fish in the sea. So what about you guys? Has heartbreak ever shaped you?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah? And so anybody willing to share? I want to know about Sam. I'm going to use this opportunity. No, I'm kidding. Anybody want to share? You guys think yes.
Okay, I can say something. If
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I think it definitely make me who I am today. There is a lot of things to learn from failures, and especially past relationships, because most of our lives are about ourselves, and relationship with other people. And with those who you love, who you live with, like life partners, it's like more important because you face each other every day. So yeah, that definitely taught me a lot of stuff. For myself, my first heartbreak, like actual real relationship heartbreak, was when I was 27. Well, it started when I was 24, but there was a lot of sad experiences. I think there's a problem with our personality. We weren't compatible. So throughout the whole 3 years, I was super miserable, but I did not know. And I thought it was just a kind of life trying to test me how consistent and how much love I can give to another person, how selfish, how like selfless I could be. So I went to that direction. I want to be supportive, so I stayed in a really bad relationship for 3 years, and then I left. But then I felt guilt, so I went back with the same person for like another 4 years, and this keeps going on until like we finally break up after 9 years. So after the 9 years, that was like a super hard decision, and at that point I realized I learned so much from probably feeling guilty and unable to forgive myself, to realize that I could be my own person. I could choose my life. I think it's a big improvement for me.
That is wonderful. I really love that. That's really good, right? There's something about loving another human being that gets you right up to that line about figuring out about selfishness, selflessness, how much you care about yourself, how much you care about others, and it insists that you make those determinations. It's kind of hard to be lazy about that specific thing. You know, it might take a long time, it might take a short time, but eventually you come to some sort of decision. Right? And I love that about love. I love that about heartbreak. It's just, and relationships, it's just this constant series of decisions about a subject that you really care about, right? Like, yeah, you might like working out, yeah, you might like reading books, but I mean, the relationship you have with another human being, there's nothing more potent on this planet and nothing more remarkable for turning yourself inwards through introspection and asking yourself these important questions. So I really love that. Dal, you said yes. Heartbreak, relationships, it shapes you. Do you feel like it's still shaping you today?
I guess it is. I thought of it as being just that. As you know, I'm all about emotions, and for the longest time, I thought that it was something that you had to control or that you couldn't express too much and all that kind of stuff. So I feel that emotions in general have shaped who I am now, and now I think it's a strength more than anything else. But definitely, yes, relationships that I've had definitely played a big role in that. My first heartbreak was I was 14. He was 18. And he was already going out with somebody else who was a friend of the family or whatever, so it was heartbreak right away as well. But it took me 4 years to get over it, and it's just, and I'm glad that you said it took you, longer, because I always felt like, oh boy, how long does it take for me to get, So, but yes, of course, and my emotions were all over the place, and daydreaming and fantasy and everything that you can think of as a teenager. But definitely, I think now when I look back at it, I think it definitely shaped me, yes, because it made me so sensitive, so so in touch with my emotions, and I always wanted to analyze them and understand what was going on and go deep into that. And I think that definitely made me into who I am now, and seeing it in a very different light. So if you don't feel, it's how can you work with emotions and really see the beauty of them and what guides they are, So I think you have to feel first, and then so that really played a big role in that. I mean, the first one and the others, of course. There were others, heartbreaks, but every time I learned an awful lot. I learned every time so much about myself. It's like a giant leap every single time. It's almost like different lives in one lifetime.
I think that's a very, very powerful statement that you're making, and I completely agree with you. I like to tell people that your feelings are a type of language, and there's some people who are very unfamiliar with what their feelings are letting them know, what their emotions are letting them know, and some other people, they've chewed on it for a while. There's different types of love and degrees of love and states of love. There's different types of wanting to be with someone or not, and everything in between. And so when you're face to face with those challenges, it forces you it forces an education upon you, right? It teaches you something about your feelings if you start paying attention. I really like that. Sam, what do you think? Have you been shaped by heartbreak? Don't say no.
So the thing is, I learned about love later in life.
You're welcome.
Because of what?
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you. The thing is, I always had very low self-esteem. I was addicted to drugs. I really disliked who I was. And so the connections that I was having with people, I don't think that they were love. I think that they were often codependency, looking for happiness in somebody else other than myself. They were definitely not healthy. I was the type who was very controlling, trying to control everything to feel okay. So they really did shape me, because I did learn a lot about myself in these relationships. Even younger, I started to understand, like, that's where all of my issues really sort of surfaced, I suppose, is like, okay, what's going on? Why do I feel this way? Why am I so insecure? That's where it really was a catalyst to change. It was starting to help me realize that, hey, there's something going on. This doesn't seem natural. This doesn't seem normal. And so it was more about relationships, a little bit less about love. I think there were glimpses of love, but I really do believe it's hard to love other people when you don't love yourself. So that was pretty much my case. And so I mean, recently, maybe past what? If we go into detail, Peter and I had a relationship, about 11 years ago, and that was the old Sam. And then we, were together for a couple of years, and then broke up for a few, and then got back together. 6 years ago?
That's all the time we have for the show. You guys have been wonderful.
Yeah, I was like, this is going to be on camera. But so I suppose the last 6 years or so is where I really started wow, I'm a little nervous. I started to learn what love was, and it's definitely shaped me and improved me. And I mean, loving somebody like you is I'm the luckiest person ever. So.
Oh, that's so sweet. And the heartbreak you're gonna feel when I leave, like that's gonna teach you. It's gonna teach you to pay attention.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. Look, so there's just a few things I want to say before, but so when I was around 14, I had a girlfriend, and she broke up with me for my twin brother. Now, that was like a weird kind of heartbreak. You know, that's when you really start asking yourself, you know, who am I? Am I valuable? What do I have to offer? And so that brings me to the first point. It's like what Sam was talking about, you know, not knowing what love is, seeing your own value. And so there are three qualities that are important when it comes to learning to love again. Okay, learning to love again. The first one is to recognize that you are worthy. Okay, you are worthy of love. In the context of desire, we say you're worthy of your desire, you're worthy of what you're wanting. And in the context of love, you are worthy of love. And sometimes when you have this heartbreak, it can be easy to convince yourself that you are not good, that you are not valuable, that you are not worthwhile. And so it's important to remind yourself, to train yourself, to talk to yourself, letting you know that you are worthy. Okay, and you might not feel worthy in the instance that you feel heartbreak, but eventually, through time and through effort, you can remind yourself that you are worthy. That is a first step into moving into loving again. We all agree on that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Worthiness is extremely important. You're not going to receive anything if you don't believe that you deserve to get. So worthiness is important. The second thing is, again, this is about love, learning to love again. The second thing is, it's actually tied for third, but it's vulnerability. Okay, you're going to be a little raw. You're going to have some, you know, it can be a traumatic thing to go through heartbreak, and you're going to feel that sensitivity, right? Valerie, you use that word, sensitivity. It's a type of vulnerability, right? When you were young and fresh and free, you weren't concerned about it, but then when you feel that pain, you're a little reticent, and so you have to understand that. It takes the willingness to be vulnerable, to take the risk to move forward, right? And then tied to that is the third thing is courage. Okay, courage. There is no courage without fear. Okay, courage exists in the face of fear, in the face of doubt, in the face of that darkness. And so, if you allow yourself to be vulnerable, understanding that vulnerability is just a part of life. Vulnerability means that you are sensitive to what's going on. Vulnerability means that you've learned from what's happened, and now you understand the risks that are involved. And then when you understand that, that's not a reason to shut down. That's a reason to look it in the face and say, I deserve it, I am worthy, and I'm going to move forward. And so courage is really the thing that taught me to love again, right? I understood that I was worthy. I understood the risk involved, the sensitivity involved, so the vulnerability. But then I also had to like get myself back onto the horse, get myself back into the saddle, and tell myself I'm going to be courageous, not fearless, but courageous, right? Looking in the face of something that's scary and going forward. And I think all of us here in this room, whether we're talking about loving again or whether we're talking about other domains in our life, we have demonstrated courage, right? Courage in the face of doubt, in the face of fear. Whether it comes to our personal lives, when it comes to business, when it comes to the things that we're working on, it takes courage. And so those are the three keystones, the three aspects to loving again that I think are very important. Feel worthy, allow yourself to be vulnerable, because we're all vulnerable, and to have courage in the face of fear. What do you guys think about that?
I like that.
Good. So, and of course, the question that's going to pop up, of course, we got to let you guys go, but the question is always, and I know I forgot the joke of the week, so we're going to have to say that real quick, but people are going to ask, how do I feel more worthy? How do I accept vulnerability? How do I have more courage? And the answer to the question how is always habit. You have to give yourself a habit that will train a behavior. So if it's to feel worthy, well, you want to tell yourself you're worthy. You want to remind yourself why you're worthy. You're going to write down lists of positive aspects of yourself. What makes you worthy? And you're going to do that over and over and over again until it sinks in. Vulnerability. You're going to recognize the vulnerability. You're going to see the vulnerability. You're going to see vulnerability in other parts of your life, and you're going to incorporate that, integrate that information. Right? How are you vulnerable? right? If you might say, okay, well, I'm not ready to get married again, but that doesn't mean I can't date again. So you're going to understand your boundaries. You're going to understand those lines. And then the third thing, courage. Courage is one of those things where you have to take any opportunity in your day to act out feats of courage, okay? And that might be speaking up to your boss. That might be saying no when somebody's pressuring you for something. That might be taking on a new challenge. But the more you create habits of these things, the more they're going to be incorporated in your life. That's how you develop. That's how you grow. You create habits over time, creates great change. And so I want to encourage you guys to go out there, find reasons to remind yourself over and over and over that you're worthy, that you're vulnerable, but that's okay, and that you can face it with courage. And before I let you guys go, should I skip the joke or should we do the joke?
I just wanted to add, maybe we can just add a little bit to that, because otherwise it's not very complete. I just wanted to add that, there's people who, we have breakups and then we feel like really down and we say, oh, I'm never going to have another relationship. It's never going to, I'm never going to do this again. And a lot of people become bitter. And I look at that and I say, but what is that choice that you're making to be bitter, to say you're never going to have a relationship again at like 30 or 40 or 50? Like, it seems a little insane to me, which I think it is a little insane, but it's like they let their emotions take over and say, I'm not going to do this again. And they're doing that because of all the things that you talked about, feeling vulnerable, feeling scared. And so I just want to say, like, is that really a choice? Like, to choose to be bitter, to be unhappy, to avoid these connections that we obviously want as human beings. And so even though you feel that way, find a way to work on yourself, like all the things you just named, and realize that, you might feel hurt now, but you won't always feel hurt. You will feel better. You will find somebody if you want to find somebody. And so do what it takes to be that person, to be the person you want to see in a relationship. Get there, and then you'll find that person. Yeah.
I like that. You guys want to add anything to that?
Yeah. Well, I agree with what she said, but there's another thing that I find really difficult to overcome. It's how to let go. Like, to let go of what happened before, or the unfortunate whatever things that have happened make me more emotional, so maybe insecure. Would it still happen in the next relationship? For me, it constantly comes back, and I have to remind myself.
Well, I'll have my answer to that, but you guys want to tackle it?
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
I say that you... Say again?
I said yes.
Go ahead.
So what I would say to something like that is, if these patterns of behavior, like those feelings keep coming back, then you want to, instead of worrying about the next relationship, because even if you get into the next relationship, you can still improve yourself. So even if you're in a relationship and you see it's a little bit dysfunctional, you see what's going on, you see your insecurities coming back up, your patterns, you want to focus on you. That's what I suggest, because that's what works for me. So I learned to love myself, and I have to continue to love myself. If I want my relationship to go well, because sometimes it doesn't, and then I look at myself and I say, okay, it's not going well, and I know it's because of how I'm feeling, how I'm thinking. And so it's just everything that we talk about in all the other appreciationists and all the meetups, those are the things that will help you to have healthy relationships with people, is to just keep doing what you need to do to improve yourself, and don't see it as, okay, we have to improve the couple. No, it's really, I have to improve myself. I have to feel better with who I am, and then those patterns just disappear and you create new ones. That's that's my experience anyway.
I like that. When it comes to so the thing about heartbreak or pain or negativity in any way, negative experience, meaning that which you don't prefer, is that it causes you to be more sensitive, right? We all agree that heartache, trauma can cause you to be more sensitive. Well, there's a consequence to being more sensitive. Yes, you feel more risky. Yes, you feel more vulnerable, but you also are. It elicits awareness from you. You become more aware of what's going on. Look, if a kid's riding a bike, he jumps on it and it's going fine, he falls off. Now he's going to start paying more attention to how he's riding, because he remembers the pain of falling off. He remembers that trauma. And so when you have that sensitive moment, that breaking moment, and then now you are going back into something else. You're becoming more aware of what you're doing. And that's the value of sensitivity, more aware. Now here's what Sam was talking about. When you become more aware, then you have to take control more often. You have to ask yourself the questions. Why do I feel the way I'm feeling? Why am I behaving the way am I behaving? Am I thinking about how am I behaving, or am I just behaving in the same way that I have been doing? And more specifically to your question, I don't believe that we can let go of anything. Okay? I know what people mean when they say it. Sometimes I think people mean, I want to forget what happened. I want to forget it, letting go. But you can't really forget it. I mean, I guess you could, but it's not in your best interest to forget it or to let it go in that way. What you want to let go is not what happened, but how you feel about what happened. And you don't let go, you transform how you feel by seeing the value in it, by appreciating that heartbreak. If you don't learn to appreciate the heartbreak, then you're going to repeat the same pattern because you're not aware enough, you're not engaged enough in order to change it. If you appreciate the pattern, now you're no longer worried or scared about thinking about it. And then now you're going to think about it in a constructive way. You're going to think about it in a way that says, I am not so bad, I am not so guilty, I'm not going to resent myself. I'm going to say, how can I be better? How can I improve? What is this telling me? And so I don't want anybody to let go of anything. I don't want anybody to let go of their pain. What I want them to do is to transform that pain by seeing its value. And the moment you appreciate negativity, it's the moment that you convert it from negativity to positivity. Okay, so don't let go of anything. I never let go of anything. I think about all my heartbreaks all the time, but I think about it in such a way that it's constructive, that it makes me feel good. I think about it in such a way that I wake up and I go, I got to tell Sam twice as hard that she's beautiful. And maybe I'll use a different word because I say beautiful all the time. So I'm going to say gorgeous. I'm going to say spectacular. I'm going to say 1 in a million, 1 in a billion, 1 in a trillion. Are there a trillion people? 1 in a 7 billion, right? And so I use that memory. I revisit what's going on to make myself better now. And I don't want to do it I don't want to let go of anything. I want to transform. Okay, so let go of letting go. Okay, let go of letting go and take hold of transformation. Transformation is the true key to happiness. Look, I think there's a lot more we can say on this topic. In fact, one of the reasons we chose this topic is because on September 20th, we're going to be having another major event. It's going to be all about love. Okay, relationships, self-love, heartbreak. We're going to open up some wounds and then heal those wounds. You know, it's a nice little trick, but we're going to have a lot of fun. Speaking about fun, real quick, do we have time for the joke or should we save it?
I'll do it.
Okay, so thrive or butterfly?
Butterfly!
I heard. Did you say thrive, Val?
Yep.
Okay, Betty, tiebreaker?
Butterfly.
Hey, Betty, let me ask you. When the caterpillar turns into a butterfly, is it letting go of being a caterpillar? Or is it
transforming?
Yeah.
Excellent. Wonderful. Okay, you guys, here we go. Butterfly. Okay, well, this is kind of cool because there are actually 2 jokes here. I put 2 because they're a little lame, so I put 2 of them. Here we go.
a little bit of publicity there. Transformers.
No, butterfly.
So opportunistic. Okay, here we go.
Hey, it's the little caterpillars, okay? Come on.
Okay, here's the joke. So there are 2 very short jokes, okay? They're short, so I kept them together. They're a little silly. You guys ready?
Yes.
A little boy asked his father, Daddy, how much does it cost to get married? And the father replied, I don't know, son. I'm still paying for it. The second one is, did you hear about the blind man that went bungee jumping? Scared the hell out of the dog.
I like that one.
You guys, what's for dinner?
Was it yesterday? I think yesterday I made some steak, just something, very simple. But what I did is once my steak was cooked, I used the same pan to cook mushrooms in it. and it tasted so good. I could have eaten mushrooms all night. It was really good. Very simple, but that's it.
Oh, that's very tasty. That's a very good. I do that all the time. I fry my mushrooms in the same pot that I made my meat. Excellent. Oh, that's tasty. Really cool. What about you, Betty? What's for dinner?
I'm thinking maybe smoked meat because I bought a huge chunk of smoked meat, but we'll see. The smoked meat is here.
Awesome. Really cool. Sam, what's for dinner?
I don't have anything. I have something that I'm looking forward to. So I planned a brunch just tonight. I planned a brunch in my group for Sunday. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be at Entre Ciel et Terre. And they have like amazing brunches. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Other than that, I've been eating pretty normal. I don't know. Nothing special.
Nice. And what group is that?
Self-Discovery Montreal meetup group.
Oh, I see.
Awesome.
Okay. I didn't know if there was a flyer for that or.
Yeah.
Awesome. You guys, I had, well, Val reminded me of what I had yesterday. I had a weird combination of steak and fresh fettuccine Alfredo. So that was delicious. And tonight I'm having tofu General Tao.
Oh.
Okay.
I hear it's really good. I actually had it before, and it doesn't taste too bad. If all else fails, I have a chicken in the fridge, and I'll just eat that.
Yesterday you actually had a double cheeseburger with blue cheese dressing.
That's right. Oh, yesterday I had the double
Before
cheeseburger.
you had steak.
Before, yeah, you're absolutely right. Oh, Sam's keeping checking my meals. Excellent. You guys are really awesome. Thank you guys for participating with the show. Saying goodbye to you guys. It's a little bit of a heartbreak, but I'll get over it.
Okay.
I'll see you soon.
Bye.
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 Excellent. Wonderful.
This is working. How do I get out? Okay, bye.
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 Sam, what's coming up for you?
Mine? You want me to tell you my stuff?
Well, don't you?
Yes. So Self-Discovery Montreal, like I just said, my next event is on Sunday. I just planned an appreciation brunch. So we don't just brunch, we talk about things we appreciate, things we're looking forward to, things that are going well in our lives. We just do that for a couple of hours, or I don't know how long it's going to take. But it's like my appreciation walks, but instead of walking, we're brunching. So I'm looking
How many
forward to
people
that.
can go? How many people can go?
I don't know. I'm putting it to like 14, but I might up it. I called them, and we can have room for 20. So let's fill it up.
That's
Yeah.
pretty big. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
I don't know. We'll see. RSVP, and we'll see if I let you in.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll fill up. So RSVP real quick. What else you got coming?
On Tuesday, I have a group life coaching session on addictions. So it's the first time I'm doing this session, but I mean, since I've been through it, and I was talking to people the other night about that, and they said yes, they'd be interested. So I planned one on addiction. So addictions to drugs, alcohol, food, gambling, TV, internet, all those things. I'm going to help you figure out ways to get out of it.
Nice. How do I break my addiction of you?
Oh, you don't.
I don't.
No.
Real problem though. I keep thinking.
Okay, all right. Enough of this love, huh?
Okay, you got anything else?
We'll keep it at that.
Okay, so upcoming this Friday, the 4th, we have Mystery of Dreams, a community discussion hosted by Elvira. I won't be there, but Elvira is wonderful. Her last session went really great. We have on the 7th of September, that's Monday coming, Finding Your Passion. It's going to be community discussion. It may already be full, but check it out. That's a subscribers only. So you can become a subscriber. Just check out the information there. And then we have a newcomers only in-depth with the law of attraction. That's on the 11th. That's the Friday following. And just to let you guys know that just to keep an eye on the calendar, because on the 20th we should be having a major event about love. Okay, we don't know what it's called just yet. It's going to be a major event on love, and you're definitely going to want to come to that. You're awesome. Thank you so much. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Enjoy your tofu.
Thank you guys very much for joining us on this episode of The Appreciationist. Tune in next Wednesday for another exciting episode of The Appreciationists. I want to thank my co-hosts Beatty and Val, and my lovely producer Samantha Barley. Take care, you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I didn't start the broadcast. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So we can swear?
No, you can just swear. Just start swearing.
Bye-bye.